Ravens announced it will end up being, I believe it was the Stardust flock, the next one. Up next, Steiner Brothers versus Masahiro Chono and the Great Muta. They're NWA Japan, and then the Steiners win their number one, and the Steiners win their number one contenders. Again, WCW has this really annoying habit of having teams, usually the Steiners, win title shots somewhere down the line, but they never actually got them. The Japanese dudes clear the rings. No, racist. Very quickly, so the Steiners go up top and hit a period of clothesline, send the foreigners to the floor. Chono gets in an argument with some guy ringside before getting going. Scott and Muta gets going. Scott pounds away. Muta is like, boy, please, and kicks away. Steiner finally gets his butterfly powerbomb takeover. Has a grill press to send Muta outside again. Ulta Chono, Rick, whose eyes look all freaky. Rick, not Chono. Chono gets annoyed with the bug eyes and hits a sick mafia kick to put Rick down. Tessa results in a kick to Rick's ribs, and they switch over again. Scott likes to pound Muta in the back. Belly to belly sequence to Muta's work as Chono grabs an electric trigger up, and Muta hits a hamstring elbow to take over. Chono goes up, and he winds up taking the aforementioned belly to belly, put those guys down. Hot tag to Rick, who belly to bellies on both guys. Steiner Bulldog gets 2. Scott goes up as the illegal man, gets caught in a rana by Muta. Rick goes in and gets caught in a leg by Muta, but manages to suplex for 2. Everyone breaks down again. While Chono argues with the referee, a super DDT. Rick puts him on his shoulder, said Scott can't DDT off the top, and
the people looking move.
Yeah, and
part of this match for me was actually rather dull. The match, however, I thought did pick up enough to where I'm not going to fail it. Right with the hot tag, and strangely with Rick Steiner.
Yeah.
For some reason the match picked up for me after that. With that cool looking spot, and also I noticed one other interesting detail that I think was Chono had what was called by Tony Schiavone a Frankensteiner, which I'm pretty sure Scott Steiner had heat with.
Yes.
Because there's only one Frankensteiner.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Scott Steiner.
Right.
However, I thought the match ended up being good enough.
Match was a dull mess in terms of the flow. No flow at all. The Steiners were so bored boring by the toy that it was unreal. They had beaten every team in existence, and there was no one left to challenge them since the outsiders were allergic to wrestling, I suppose. This is just
well, Kevin Nash had a different role for tonight.
This is just another waste of time. It was pretty clear to Steiners and Carroll.
I ended up giving it a D+.
D+. Next, Juventud Guerrero, Hector Garza, and Liz Mark Jr. versus La Parca, Psychosis, and Milano Flip. This is what I guess a pointless cruiserweight match in terms of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's ready for some pointless lucha libre for the sake of only for having lucha libre.
Which you can put on worse things.
Yeah,
waste this time in WCW. So.
Ono is with. Sorry, Ono.
Sonny Ono, not Cassius.
Is with Parker and Psychosis. This is under Lucha Libre rules, meaning because the force and also team can come in the same tag. Liz versus Psychosis starts off as Tenay tries to explain Rudos versus Technicos. I can't explain it either. I explain Tenay.
I think it's more or less Technicos in the faces, Rudos in the heels.
Yeah, from what I gather, who team was Technicos. So
yeah.
They do some speed stuff, and then Volano guards come in because they feel like it. Things tee up, and this way, I'm really not going to kind of keep track of what's going on. Because the point is to go completely safe for them.
Yeah.
Sonny tries to kick Hubi, but he moves, and the kick is apart. Instead, the power of money keeps him from rolling Ono. Psychosis misses a run drop kick, and the Rudo team has an argument. Hubi hits a springboard triple splash for 2, and all 3 Technicos hit stereo launches as the referee literally ducks and covers in the corner. Hubi tries to springboard across by, but Psychosis gets something like a drop kick up to block it. They go to the corner, Psychosis gets something like a sunset bomb on steroids for 2. They do more insane stuff than Garza's moonsault press for 2. Everything breaks down, and some heels collide. We go 4-man. We get the 4-man move called the Star that never got over in America. Yeah. Basically, they're all on the mat, and they have their legs locked on someone while 2 guys get in the middle and do a move. It's way too contrived to look good at all. 5-man tag is broken up and everyone goes down to the floor. Liz Morgan is the last one out with a big dive to Milano. Air Hoovy, love that move. And again, old Garza hit his huge corkscrew plunge to take out everyone else. Milano 5 comes out and switches with his brother, but gets caught by a missile dropkick and standing moonsault for a pin by Garza.
Remember when we asked where Milano 5 was going to be?
There he is.
There he was. Yeah, it was just the big luchador trios 6-man tag. It was fun for what it was, but it doesn't really add up to really being much longer. However, it was just a fun match to have as a halfway part of the show.
This is a hard one, Greg, because from an American standpoint, it was an insane mess, but from a Lucha Libre Grace standpoint, I think it was very good. It certainly was exciting, got the crowd going again, but at the same time, this kind of stuff happened about once a pay-per-view for WCW. This was one of the more fun ones, though.
Yeah. Again, they're giving it a B.
A minus. Kevin Owens versus Chris Kevin Sullivan versus Chris Benoit.
Well, I'd rather see Kevin Owens versus Chris Benoit, but we have to deal with Kevin Sullivan with Chris Benoit.
Alright, so this is a career match, and it's out. This is a career match, and Jacqueline was out with Sullivan, no woman though. Sullivan hasn't wrestled in 3 months, and Benoit's a horseman. You figure that in now.
Yeah.
This is the fall match of the feud is going for a year now, and it's a non-slump fest, which was done best the first time, and it's going downhill ever since. Sullivan suplexes into the floor, and it's a brawl right. They tear apart a piece of guardrail, and Benoit suplexes Jackie. She, of course, no-sells it because she's Jackie, and they take moves from men. So she's toughish, and she was on TV for like the next 10 years, I believe.
And from what I hear, she's a pretty mean sister.
Alright. Benoit's finally screwed this and tosses her Sullivan and pounds on him for a while. She interferes again because she can, I guess, and they fight up to the set, and Benoit goes to a surfboard house. I don't think this is MDQ, but who cares, I guess. Benoit has sand all over him.
I think when they were like walking back to the stage, I think Tony Schiavone was like, "Oh yeah, this is why they made it no countouts or no disqualification."
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think that was the first time it was announced like that. So.
Okay. They destroy most of the set as Sullivan is thrown into a tree. Sullivan takes a beast cheer to the head, and Jackie hits Benoit again. Seriously, she needs to go away at this point. They fight to the outside the set and keep pushing each other. Sullivan has a pile driver in the aisle, and this has been 18 seconds since Jackie did something. She drops on elbows. Tevin gets a garbage can, Liz shot at Benoit's head, while just fired Chris up. And everybody's gonna get sent to the floor so Jimmy can get some shots in. Benoit.
Did you already miss the best part of the match?
Which one?
Or with Jimmy Hart getting shoved off the lifeguard chair?
Oh yeah, I did. I
did. Yeah, like when they're by the stage and they're over by the surf shack on the stage. Jimmy Hart for some reason is climbing the lifeguard chair. Benoit walks over to it and just shoves it over, and Jimmy Hart just goes flying into its head. Yeah. This is hysterical to me.
Sullivan hit the pile driver in the aisle. Benoit and Sullivan upside down his back when Abraham Sullivan chomps away even more. Back into Benoit, pounds away on him even more. Sullivan bites his stomach, so Benoit bites Sullivan's ear. Crossface goes on, but only gets 2 arm drops. He says this shows the largest audience in the history of the pay-per-view.
What?
He says this show has the largest audience in the history of pay-per-view.
I'm guessing he means buy rates, which I don't think we'll know until like 3 months after.
So I will even start on that one.
Yeah.
Benoit pulls it back to the middle and puts it right back, but can't get it full. The hole is broken, so Chris kicks him a lot. Now he chomps him a lot, and Sullivan, he holds up for a lack of better term and pulls Benoit in the tree. Well, for some reason, Sullivan started playing the face out of nowhere.
Yeah.
3 running knees from him as Jackie gets a 1 cheer. Jackie puffs Sullivan with the cheer for no apparent reason. I'm going to give her a reason to yell somewhere. And the swan dive ends Sullivan's career.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good match.
Yeah.
I guess my negative towards it would be Jackie. I'm not sure how exact. If they didn't explain it beforehand, they didn't really do a good job of explaining it in this pay-per-view. Where Jackie and Sullivan, for some reason, had tension.
Yeah.
They never explained that. I'm not sure if it was previously explained on a Nitro or a Saturday night somewhere else. but they didn't really do a good job of explaining out why heel. So it kind of got a little annoying with Jackie getting involved. However, I did think the in-ring offense between Benoit and Sullivan was good enough. I also like the brawl portion when they're just going around the arena and Jimmy Hart flying off a lifeguard chair. I'll probably remember that ever and still like chuckle at it. So I did think it was I thought it was a very good match with just something negative attached to it, with Jackie sort of interrupting it every 5 minutes almost like.
Yeah. The problem for me comes down to both they had the same match for a year straight. Why in the world will I want to watch number Brawl 2 and 2 so many times over and over again? It's not horrible, it's actually very good, but we see a ridiculous amount of times. So, and all cares also way too much Jackie time here as Sullivan gets some big signal by the announcers, like he was some great guy or something.
Yeah. I ended up giving it a B+.
B+. U.S. title, Jeff Jarrett versus Steve McMichael. Jeff is champion here. And they both posted the belt away sometime. It should be noted that Jarrett is as popular as, this is a name not a lot of people recognize, neither are you, probably, George Wells here.
No.
Okay, I went back into WWE shows and picked out a random jobber on WrestleMania 2 that lost to Jake the Snake Roberts. That's how popular Jeff Jarrett is here.
The amazing thing is, WCW kept this sort of the same theme of Jarrett's theme.
Yeah.
Where it was a country music theme.
Yes.
So
if you're saying who George Wells is, you're getting that point. There's a reason he will be back in WWF in about 4 months. Jarrett, not George Wells.
That and the dope pissed me off, Jarrett.
Right.
No, it'll be NWA Jarrett.
So yeah, then nothing off.
Yeah.
Jarrett takes a go start and Struts wastes some more time. He's from Tennessee after all. He wastes too much time though, and walks into a Blood Face Slam. Mongo takes out the knee. So Jarrett has the 4 bit longer. For some reason, Jeff is such a test of strength with a big power wrestler. Mongo rolled that. It's pretty clear that Mongo has no idea how to actually pace the match or use psychology or anything like that at all. But he's not messing up every move anymore. So yeah, to the floor, and Mongo goes into the ropes. That doesn't seem to hurt him. And Jarrett goes into the room and further injured knee. Mongo chokes on the cord, and we head back in the ring. Weak girl press followed by pounce number 2. Mongo misses a knee in the corner. Now Jeff uses a football tackle on the knee. There's a second while Mongo's down. He sets her to figure 4, but Deborah is on the apron accidentally gives Jarrett the taste, and he hits Mongo with it in the arm. He tries again, hits him in the head for the pin to retain. Deborah loses Jeff.
Yeah, I didn't really like this match all that much. It just seemed rather dull for the time they got, and I like, you don't really expect a great Mongo match, but it still didn't necessarily exceed my expectations.
The lack of psychology and anything really resembling it hurts us a lot. Mongo will get the title in a few weeks, so it's not like that match. It's not like this matter much.
Yeah.
Jarrett and Deborah will go back to the WWF soon enough, so we didn't have to pull this few much longer. Jarrett got better with age, but at this point, he wasn't nearly as good as he's known as today.
Yeah. He ain't great there.
F. Hogan and Roman say nothing. Nope. Scott's already established.
In a weirdly looking ECW like setup.
I got that vibe. Yeah.
It was just how they were shooting it, what the backdrop looked like.
Yeah.
Kind of looked like something out of ECW.
At that time too.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Scott Hall and Savage versus Dom Dallas Page and Hall is a tag champion, but he's teaming with Savage here because Nash is busy doing something. Let's say Nash is at 4th of July party because it's July. It's late July, but who cares?
You didn't know where Nash was on this show?
I don't know.
Okay.
Injured?
Okay, well, we'll get to that later, but you know where.
No, I know where Nash was. But where was he for this match? Well, that was originally scheduled. The partners like Lady Raven, Hang, or Sting.
I guess it makes more sense having Macho and Hall because Macho and DDP were feuding.
Anything to finish. Whole might be drunk as hell, at least he showed up. It's pretty clear not going to be Sting, because it would be too big of a waste for his return. Raven probably not due to it being kind of a big jump up in the car for him. Hang was more or less a default player, it turns out he's a effective one. This is WCW debut in the ring because he popped up on Nitro for no apparent reason, other than to make sure this wasn't an actual shocking debut with the pay-per-view. Paige versus Savage result, which is one that's hard to screw up based on how obsessive they were about matches beforehand.
Yeah.
So, Paige says sympathy before Savage sold some more. He hears a bunch of stuff in the ring for some reason, and Savage doesn't want to fight. Not sure why it is. But the referee keeps one off the mat. Ulta Hall versus Hang now, and they look at each other a lot. They go to the corner. Hang actually gives us a clean break. Both combinations seem more interesting to see how long they can go without actually getting into a full match. Kurt has a top job and Hall does his hop selling. Back to Paige, so he can handle a Scott a bit. Paige gets beaten down. Paige gets beaten down as the NWO control. Since this is a match between 1996 and 1999, Paige has been ropes. Out to the floor, and the beating continues. Hall gets a discus punch or two. Back on the Savage as Paige gets right-handed. Paige kind of falls down as Ice Cold tied to Hang. Granted, the match like 7 minutes old at this point, so it's not like he was in power long. Yeah. And since this is in 1997, Hang of course turns on Paige and leads him to the Wolves Zone as Hall Savage. The beating goes on for a while and the big elbow ends it. Hang will officially join the NWO for a few weeks after pretending to join the Horsemen.
Yeah, this match wasn't necessarily a standout, but I don't think it was a complete and total waste of time. Because Henning still, I guess, sort of had interest in him.
Right.
Being, is he going to be NWO? Is he going to be faithful to WCW? Is he with the Horsemen? Just sort of things like that added a little bit of interest, I guess, at the time. And it wasn't necessarily the worst wrestling thing I've ever seen.
Total meh match here, as the whole thing is not going from the debut to the turn. If you catch should be one way or the other after 5 minutes. In under 10 minutes, which is pretty wasteful, but they're trying at least. Hang will join the Horses soon enough and then the NWO, because that's what everyone did, minus the Horseman part, I guess.
I think we're around the time of Arn Anderson's retirement promo and NWO succeedingly parodying that.
Yeah.
I ended up giving the match a D+.
D+. Ryan Piper versus Ric Flair. Because the fans were begging for it, WCW Road doesn't help themselves with the lack of recaps. I had no idea why most of these matches are happening, and it's totally random as to whether or not you get a recap of it. Even a quick sex can solve a lot of stuff. So the Shotgun one is one of a brawl match. Piper beats the tar out from the start and sends it to the floor. Back again, Piper chomps away in the corner. Flair's looking like a clueless idiot. No idea if Flair's face or heel here. Piper hammers away in the corner. There's a Flair flip in the quarter. Flair just posts, and Piper chops away some more. I don't think he's done anything about punch or chop. Back in again, Flair just a shot to the knee to take over. Flair is on, Piper reverses it. Ryan actually has a swing and that breaker for 2. I wasn't expecting that one. Low blow takes the Canadian down, and that is back to the knee. That doesn't work either. So Piper fires on punches and kicks Flair's leg. Out to the floor again, which doesn't last long. Back in, Flair gets a Joel Breaker to quickly break over his sleeper. After a bunch of 2 counts, Flair goes up, and you know how that goes. Figure 4 goes on the Flair and is broken back quickly, and legal object from Flair is stolen by Piper, and Flair goes out. Here the Horseman and Piper, of course, has smart some Mongo of all people. Is able to apologize to him. That only is 2, and Piper hulks up, and Sleeper ends this, which is supposed to be some big deal, even though we have no idea why they're fighting.
Yeah, besides the confusion of why they were actually feuding, I actually thought that this was actually a solid match for both guys. Probably Piper's best match after the Burbank parking lot brawl, whatever it was called. Yeah, I think this is easily his best outing literally after that in his career. It wasn't necessarily great, but the crowd actually seemed really into it, and the action when I saw it, it didn't necessarily suck.
Yeah. I can't really say it sucked either. But as a general point, having these guys fight, it's not a bad match, it's actually kind of good. But the time her has gotten near 15 minutes, and with Piper only being able to chow the punch out, good thing really get. Also, no Malenko, Guerrero, or Mysterio here. but they get 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And people wonder why this company went out of business.
I ended up giving it a B-.
C+. And main event, Dennis Rodman and Hulk Hogan versus Lex Luger and the Giant. I did that Rodman was a big draw, and at the time he was an A-list celebrity. So it's not as stupid as it sounds like now. But why does this accomplish from a storyline perspective? And that's right, keeps Hogan from having to defend the title, so he can hold it even longer. Buffer says tens of million people watch this around the world. Okay.
When I think their highest thing is 1 million.
So, Savage is...
And that wouldn't happen for... a year almost?
Yeah. Savage is out with the heels here. Luger and Hogan start, and I said Hogan wrestled more than Sasha Banks in the past 5 weeks combined. They go to the mat, and it's just ugly. We put the camera on some boxer at ringside.
Yeah, that was sort of a weird...
Andrew Galata, if anybody knows him.
And his agent.
And Robin's agent for a while.
Yeah.
Not much contact so far as Hogan stole a lot, mainly because we're 25 minutes left in the show on the bell ring. The first major contact is a shoulder block by Hogan. About 3 minutes in, Luger hits one as well, and by hits I mean you can see a good 3 inches between their arms. Hogan hammers him down, and it's his usual heel stuff. He asks the fans there want Ramen to come in, and it's pretty clear Ramen is the most popular guy in the building. Hogan goes over, makes a tag, and it's time for Ness to overhype everything like never before.
Yep.
Ramen has his sunglasses here. He stoles like heels, like good heels could dream of.
Yeah.
And they lock up. Ramen gets the arm drag and a reaction from the announcers, the WCW ones, mind you, as the ones I hate the NWO. Makes the 1-1 still on the title later in the year appeal in comparison. They lose their minds because Ramen hit an arm drag.
Yeah.
Luger.
Yeah, they lost their goddamn minds. Dusty, you can't console Dusty at this point.
Luger arm drags both guys twice, and overreaction is stupid. Have these guys ever seen a Ricky Steamboat match? That's pretty why the match is stupid right here.
Yeah. It was just an average arm drag. I guess it's a little surprising that Rodman, where you're more like, oh, okay.
Right.
But they were selling it like he's the next coming of Ricky Steamboat.
A leapfrog and shoulder block by Ramen, meaning a basketball player is capable of jumping and leading his arm forward. Our heel is flashes of brilliance by Tony. The guys on Tough Enough have flashes of brilliance in their second episode. A single clothesline says
It's not even like one of the good seasons.
Yeah, I know.
Where it was like Morrison,
right,
Maven, Velveteen. One of those other ones.
A single clothesline says Ramen looking for a nurse. As all the Giant versus Hogan, they proceed to a basic nitro match for a few minutes. As no one cares with no Ramen in here. Ramen offers to come in and fight the Giant, plays face because he doesn't know any better. He tries more leapfrogs when we realize how stupid to try and jump over a guy called the Giant. He loses his mind because I guess the announcer's new sexual object of affection or desire, Ramen, is in trouble. So they're losing their mind and in trouble. If you were to do this product and heard the conversations where Hogan and Ramen were the guys.
Yeah.
Hogan and Ramen get a double close on the Giant, and Ramen breaks up Hogan's pin head for some reason. Hot and Unseen Tag brings in Luger, but Hogan takes it up pretty easily. Savage interferes, and this is rapidly getting blurry at times. There's leapfrog for 2 and 0 reaction from the leapfrog. There's a leg drop for 2 and 0 reaction from the crowd and the announcers. This is the Hulk Hogan leg drop and got no reaction. Maybe Hogan should try a leapfrog. Actually, that won't get a reaction.
I think that will literally shock every wrestling fan, where they'll just quit watch wrestling. I don't think Hogan can do it.
Back up to Ramen, and it slows down even more. There's the foot choke in the corner, which gives a bigger reaction than the Hogan leg drop. Another Unseen Tag brings in Giant, but this one doesn't count for some reason. Yeah. Giant comes in anyway, and here's not Sting. He hits Giant with the bat, and everyone thinks he's NWO.
Oh my god, it's Sting! Literally stepping over the top rope and out of the ring. I wonder. Kevin Nash wasn't on the show.
Pay no attention to the fact he's maybe an inch shorter than the Giant, and comes in over the top rope.
Yes.
Hogan accidentally hits Ramen, and the rack ends Hogan, finally.
call me crazy, but I didn't grade this match necessarily great, but I'm not gonna fail it. Some of it was kind of humorous, especially from the announcer side, where they're literally just like I don't know, having an orgasm over Dennis Rodman's basic offense. And Cole's worst day with celebrities, he could never equal what they put out for Rodman in that one night. Like all the boom shakalaka, all the Floyd Money Mayweather hype for Big Show. I mean, they didn't even do like a percent of this stuff for Stephen Amell, who actually may be one of the best celebrities they have actually had in the match.
Right.
Hell, I don't even think they had as much hype from Mr. T. So they kind of went so overboard with it that it was actually kind of hilarious to me. That and Rodman for this one match seemed like he actually cared. There's not many basketball players who would literally in a match just start doing an arm drag. That would probably actually be a foul in the NBA. Pretty sure it would be. But what I'm saying is the match wasn't necessarily horrific. There were parts of it that were actually wildly entertaining.
Totally awful main event, but the announcer reaction is pretty funny stuff.
Yeah.
In short, Rodman isn't a wrestler, so he's not really at fault here. I mean, would you talk about probably minimum 6 figures for 20 minutes of work?
Yeah.
He just took a check and did something out there to his reaction. That being said, his proves the whole thing was kind of a mess because we had to protect Rodman. Again, not his fault. Luger racks Rodman, Savage post smash.
Call me crazy, I gave it a C.
I gave it an F+, so I didn't feel it enough. I gave it a high F.
Okay.
I had passed it, I was like, still protected. But this is in one of those cases where the main event affects the overall grade of the show. Because it was a plus. If it was a straight out F, it would have been for sure.
Alright, overall for me, I actually gave the show a B. I actually thought this was actually I thought this was a pretty good show for WCW. Probably one of the highest grades I've ever given a WCW pay-per-view.
Right.
I really like the Jericho Ultimate Dragon match. That'll probably be the one match I would truly recommend. Like, hey, you should go watch this match if you have any time. Otherwise, we also had just excellent to okay matches as well in the Luchadors. Even in Benoit and Sullivan, I thought was pretty good too. But the bad stuff I at least found somewhat entertaining. That is like Jarrett and Mongo, who I just found boring.
Mm-hmm.
But really, that was the only down part of the show for me. So I actually thought the show was a very solid show for WCW.
I didn't get the name. I didn't feel the show. Unfortunately, the main event did drive my grade down. I did resign the show at C, but I gave it a D.
Okay.
I will recommend, besides General Ultimo, if you're looking for something different, too, they weren't as good, maybe, the Luchador 6-man tag, too, and the Benoit Sullivan match.
Yeah.
If you're looking for, because all 3 matches are different from the others, so.
Yeah.
So.
all 3 matches were good.
If you only have time for one, I guess it depends on what cruiserweight style you like more.
Yeah.
American or Lucha Libre.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you're only looking for one match, but one match overall probably will be Jericho and Dragon.
Yes.
But there were the 3 matches. Pay-per-view's a hard one, great for me. It's certainly a low-level show that needs to be 10 to 9. The show wasn't about having a good show, but around having a big migrate to the Robin. It's definitely not the worst show ever, but it shows a lot of what's coming for WCW and how things will start falling apart. They clearly weren't trying that much show, and they won't do much next month either because it was in front of a bunch of drunk bikers.
Yeah.
Not a bad show. Maybe a bad show. Looking at nowadays and nowadays wrestling, looking for wrestling in the heart. It was different than usual. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
For 97 WCW, different than usual. I can't really explain that.
Alright, so now's the time to pick our next one. I believe it's your turn.
Is my turn?
I believe.
Because remember we had to reconnect
That's
to
right,
the
yeah.
Wi-Fi, yeah. So.
Alright, so yeah, it is my turn to pick. Alright, so I just picked it at random. Joe, for some reason, paused the video.
No, because sometimes the site freezes, so we're sitting there freezing. That's why.
Fair enough. And the show is WWE Unforgiven 2003. Goldberg puts his career on the line against Triple H's world title. Randy Orton battles Shawn Michaels, Christian, RVD, and much more.
I just lost the show. That's long ago. I just lost the show last week.
Christian defends in a triple threat intercontinental title match against Jericho and RVD. Randy Orton versus Shawn Michaels, and Kane faces Shane McMahon in a last man standing.
Yeah, I legit watched the show last week. Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels, Kane, and Shane are regular matches. We also on the shout out, Wards mentioned World Tag Team titles, 3-on-2 handicap table elimination match. The Dudley Boys versus Law Resistance. Stacy Services versus Steiner Services match. Test versus Scott Steiner. Randy Orton versus Shawn Michaels. Tag team match. Leah and Trish Stratus versus Gilkin and Molly Holly. Last night's standing match. Kane versus Shane McMahon. And the Intercontinental title triple threat. Christian, Jericho, RVD. Winner of this Rolling Nelson spot tag team match. Elsa and John McCoster versus Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross. And main event. World title versus Goldberg's career. Title may change things like DQ count match. Goldberg versus Triple H. That has about the same kind of rating on cage match that Bash at the Beach did, so.
Yeah.
It was actually like Bash at the Beach.
I don't think I've ever seen this pay-per-view before either, so.
I watched it again for like the second time over last week.
Yeah.
I do really like the Kane and Shane match. The last week's statement. You've seen that, right?
Yeah, I think I've seen it on like Kane's DVD or something.
Yeah. So, did you ever see the Orton and Shawn match?
I don't think I did actually.
Okay, this is their first episode.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll do it for this edition. We'll be back Monday night with our World Review for Monday, May 21st, and the next Friday for SmackDown Live 205 Live NXT, and on for doing 2003.
Yeah, that's their filming schedule.
See you then.
See you then.